What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Uh, how how great is it to be alive? You know what I'm saying? It's like another day, another dime. I don't know. The future is bright, and I've been thinking about this for like a little minute now. The future is bright, man. When I hear people start getting pessimistic, I start getting optimistic, right? When people start getting optimistic, I go back to the drawing boards. Anyways, that's not what I wanted to talk about today. I don't know. All I've been thinking about is jujitsu, and how much I love it. But I want to also spare your guys' ears for the day and not just talk about jujitsu, but I want to tell you guys about the principles that I'm learning from jujitsu that I've been able to apply to my life and that you can also apply to yours, because I believe that principles across the board are all the same, and when you apply it to your industry, when you apply it to your hobbies, when you apply it to your life, your finances, your relationships, when you apply the same principles to yourself, to your content, etc., whatever you want to apply it to, they're all the same. They're all the same principles. And when you apply them to whatever you're doing, they tend to work. So for instance, in jiu-jitsu, there's belt levels, right? You start at white belt, and the more you climb, the darker the belt gets. You start pure, and the more you train, the more you go up in rank, you eventually work to a black belt, which encompasses everything. In the beginning, there's nothing. But as you grow, as you rank up in the belt, you're becoming something. And even when you get to black, you realize there's even more to learn. So when you're starting out with growing your savings account, when you're starting out with growing your investment account, when you're starting out at your new job, when you're starting lifting, we can all just go down a list of examples. But in the beginning, you're a white belt. You're going to be a white belt in all the things you do. And you're essentially just working towards your black belt. And even when you get to your black belt in your industry, whatever you're doing, whether it be lifting, investing, XYZ, you're slowly becoming an expert. And even when you become an expert, you realize there's still things to learn. And I know it's a very simple explanation. But like when I was younger, say 18, 19, 20, 21, if I had someone explain that concept to me, like I think it would have been easier for me to stay a little more consistent with some of the things I was doing, because I would have realized the process that it takes to become something, right? When you're young and ambitious, when you're young, you're motivated and driven. In the beginning, whenever you're starting something, you're excited, you're ready, you're willing to do whatever it takes. But at some point, you hit a block in the road where you realize that, dang, this ain't as fun, as exciting as I thought it was. Like I'm waking up doing the same thing over and over again. Now it's boring, and now you're questioning whether or not this is something you want to do. Because mentally, you're going to be ready to get on to the next thing that excites you. But if you want to succeed, if you want to hit any goal that you set out to achieve, that is just a part of the process, is doing the same thing over and over again. Something I learned from jiu-jitsu is that getting put in a certain submission over and over again just teaches me how to not get put in that position. But if I gave up a month ago, I wouldn't know what I know now. And it took me being consistent enough to realize and learn the things that I don't know now, that I know now, that I didn't know before. It took me being consistent and not giving up on the goal to figure out how to take the bag. One technique to use with taking someone's bag, or a technique I could use to escape the bag. And when I say like the same principles apply across the board, what I mean is that everything has its own principle. If you want to be in a relationship, if you get out of a relationship, then there are things about yourself and that person in the relationship that you're in that you wouldn't know if you broke up with that person and went to the next person. And if you keep like staying consistent with the cycle of getting in and out of a relationship, you'll never know what it's like to be in a relationship for more than 3 months. You'll never know what it's like to be in a relationship for 2 years, because all you've done is get used to being in this cycle of getting in and out of relationships. And getting in and out of relationships just makes you good at getting in and out of relationships. It doesn't make you good at being in relationships. Being single for an extremely long time just helps you be good at being single. Whatever you do the majority of the time is what you're going to get good at doing. And it's like, if you want to be married, if you want to have a healthy relationship, you have to practice healthy habits that lead to a healthy relationship. In the same way, if you want to be good at jiu-jitsu, you have to practice the right techniques and follow the right principles in order to be good at jiu-jitsu. And then you have to show up. And as long as you keep showing up and you keep fighting and you keep doing it, the only thing that is going to lead to is you being good at the thing. If you want to be good at anything, all you have to do is show up. And that is the only thing you have to do. And it's that simple, but stuff like this is not a viral message, because this isn't what people want to hear. Like popular business advice, or when it comes to like branding and marketing, right? The concept that a lot of teachers, gurus, like to tell their audience is to sell the destination, not the flight, because the flight is boring. However, you can't get to the destination without the flight. People want to hear about the destination because that's what's going to motivate them, and that's the message that's going to go viral, because it's pleasing. You get your little dopamine spike. You get the serotonin flowing. But that's not what gets you to the destination. The flight is what gets you to the destination. And no one wants to hear about the flight because the flight is boring. Nobody wants to be on a flight. I hate flying on an airplane. I hate being in the air. It's fun. The takeoff is fun, but in between, when I'm sitting here thinking about whether or not we're gonna get to finally land this plane and I can get off this uncomfortable thing, no one wants to be there. But the flight is the destination. The fact that you're already on the flight means that it's possible to get to the destination, but if you never get on the flight, you'll never get there. It's like the only guaranteed way you can fail with anything is by not doing anything. You're guaranteed to fail if you never do anything. But as long as you show up, the possibility is there. But that's my spiel for today. Just to go over it a little bit, principles are everything. And when you follow the right principle, when you follow the correct principles and you apply it to whatever industry you're in, or whatever it is you're doing, the right results are going to come. But you have to show up and you have to practice. Yeah, that's it. Till next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.